Hello everyone, this is Ali Reza. In this episode, we will start working on our toolbars view, and if you recall, the toolbar view is this bar on the top, okay? So we will have some buttons here, and those buttons will show up and become functional in hopefully 1 or 2 episodes. So we will have a public override, and you remember we had this update view. Now, after we called the base, we want to process our events, okay, with the event we sent in. After that, remember, we already draw the borders, so we want to draw our buttons now. So we say GUI layout dot begin area with our view rect. Whenever you have a GUI layout that begins something, you have a GUI layout that ends that thing. So that's that. Then we will start showing stuff. And that is the first thing I want. A GUI layout dot box with nothing in it. And we use a view skin dot get a style. The style we want is separator, and we don't have that, remember. So I have to now come to our common utilities and GUI style utility. I have to add that style, basically. So let me find my notes. There we go. And let me find my style there. And I already found it. So after we added the first style, we say style equals to new style. And right after that, don't forget that we need to add it to styles. So dot add the style. So here we say normal name equals to the separator. That alone will work. But now we want a normal to be equal to. And God, I hate this thing up there. So we say background. Oh, look at me. Where am I? So background equals to resources, or resource in my case, dot graph background view. I'm using the same thing, okay? Text color equals to graph utility dot color from 256, again 193, 193, 193, 75. However, the border now becomes new rect offset of 1, 1, 1, 1. The font size equals to 18. The alignment equals to text anchor of middle center. Although we are not using these, but it's a good idea to have them in there so that if you need it in future, you can use. And again, stretch width equals to 2. Okay? And now we have that style that we can use in here. And then after that, the style, we say GUI layout dot height of view rect dot height, and the width, so GUI layout dot width of 2 pixels, because that's a single separator, you know. Now, we want to be able to use our font awesome for the icons. Here is what we do. We say var GUI style. Yoo-hoo, look at me. GUI style equals to view skin dot get style, and I called it toolbar FA, and we don't have it yet. So now again, we need to come back and put that toolbar FA somewhere. And before I put it, I need to find it. There we go. So again, we say style equals to new style of some constructor, and it doesn't need the parentheses. After that, we say styles dot add the style. Now we are here. We say name equals to toolbar to prevent any typos, just copy paste it from here. Toolbar FA. Normal equals to the background equals to null. The text color, however, equals to graphic utility dot color from 256 of pure white. But the alpha is 75. And why are you not happy? What's wrong with you? It's a color and it's returning a color. 2, 3, 4. Derp. The alpha is 75. And then we say border equals to new offset rect of the 1, 1, 1, 1. The font size equals to 20. The font itself equals to fa.font. Okay? Then we say alignment equals to text align middle center, and stretch width equals to true. And that's it. So now we have our font awesome as a GUI style with the size of 20. And remember, it's a dynamic type when we added it into Unity. So after this, we can say GUI style dot font size equals to, and we are changing it on the fly, okay? Equals to cast to int the view rect dot height minus 10. Okay? After that, we are starting our buttons. So if GUI layout dot button, now here is how I'm using font awesome. FA dot site map. It's one of the fonts. Cool. Then we want the GUI style. Well, I have it already. Then the width and height will be GUI layout dot width of view rect dot height, and the GUI layout dot height is again view rect dot height. So it will be a square button there. Okay, let's just build this one. And it will yell at me because I forgot that I have a parenthesis there and I need the parenthesis there. Build solution. Okay, now if I come back to Unity, let it compile the whole project. Why are you not happy? Unity, hey, do it. Why are you not showing up? Huh. The build path is really not set Unity project as plugins editor. Yeah, it's there. Although, yeah, it's there. Build. Let me see. Ah, there we go. Now it's building it. Now it's importing it. Stupid Unity. And can't find boss.utility.editor. Yeah, that is why. The reason is that inside our graphics utility, we are using this guy. Okay, and this is wrong thing because now it became common, and I forgot to put it here. But if you want to, you could, use again this tiny little class manifest blah, and it would work. It will tell you that the namespace is now this guy. But fixing that, there we go. It is fixed, and I don't see my button. Why is that? Now this is bad. This is bad. Because I forgot something. If you look very carefully, you will see a black line here on the border. Yeah, I hate you, Unity. The reason is that begin area by default will put things in a vertical layout. So we need to say GUI layout dot begin horizontal. And I don't like spaces. And at the end, you need to say GUI layout dot end horizontal. And if I build it now, if I come back to Unity so that it takes everything, here you go, you have a button. Okay? Although it's not, showing anything for the hovered state, but it's easy to fix. Now, if you come here into style, when we are defining this guy in normal, we copy it, we say hover equals to, and we paste it here, and we remove this part. Okay, now I can change the color. For example, I want half green, RGB. So I will remove half of the blue and red and keep the green. I'm just eyeballing, not eyeballing, but it should be possible now. Oh, come on. Why are you not happy? Build solution, come back, Unity import it for me. My mouse is hovered by, but it's not updating itself. Why is that? At least if you look at here, you will see that we should have a texture here, It's not even showing up. Okay, cool with me. But it's not updating itself. I hate Unity. Well, let's take a look. If I add a GUI skin myself, and inside this guy I will have the normal, and the font is just the font awesome we have, and hover state. We have an active state too, so let me see which one will work. Active. Not even there. So what's wrong with you, guy? Well, I know what's going on. No, actually, each time I'm building this guy, I'm making it null, so yeah, it should reload itself. So it's loading it. There we go, that part is working. The hovered state is not working. Interesting. Why isn't it working? Huh. Well, if I comment this guy, I should only see the hovered state. Build solution. It shouldn't show up right now. Ah, it's showing black. Why black? Well, yeah, it should be black because I'm not setting it there. But if I take this color, put it there. I never tried the coloring, honestly. I'm not even sure if it will work. Only times I used it was on... Well, this is interesting. This is really interesting and bizarre, you know. Why are you not seeing this text color now? Wow. Let's try something. Resources dot load, and not that, and as GUI scheme. Then from there, dot get style. What is the name here? Test, for example. This one is this. No, more whiter and less alpha. And this one is pure greenish stuff. Okay, so whatever. Test. And the only thing remaining is the name, so it's inside font, and the name is that. Boom. Build scheme, build everything, I mean. So it is there. Yeah, the hover state doesn't change the coloring at all. It's interesting. Huh. How about active? It's again not behaving. How about focused? One of these should work. Ah, unhover. Ah, god damn it. Huh? Come on. No. Huh. Seriously, none of you will work? Why not? So the only thing that is working is this guy? I don't like it, you know. Yeah, I don't like it. Let me search the Google very fast. Okay, apparently it's a problem with Unity itself, and the reason is that, yeah, or whatever. The reason is that they say whenever you have a text, okay, and not an image, well, Unity won't use hover state blah 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 because it won't see it as, you know, an image that will call the hover state, and that is unfortunate. So yeah, basically the problem is here. We are just setting a text, okay? And if you look, wait, what? Okay. We have these overloads: GUI content, texture image, and the string text. That is the only things we have. Now, if you look at GUI content, so we say, for example, var content equals to new GUI content. Now you see that it accepts an image, a text, or an image and text, but then the text will be the tooltip. So there is no way of having text beside image on GUI button itself. Well, that's not what people in forums are talking about. People are referring to these two null stuff. We have two nulls as the background image. So to compensate for it, I will make a new, just, I don't know, 4x4, for example. Come on, I said 4. Image that is totally transparent, okay? So I don't know if it's transparent or not. Yeah, it is transparent, so it's because it's 4x4, you can't see anything there, but it's totally transparent. And I will save as a PNG, okay, and I will call it transparent. Transparent dummy. Okay, save. So now inside Visual Studio Common Editor, I go into resources and I will add a resource of existing file, and I need to come inside. Where am I? Chapter 1 images, and I will import that transparent dummy. Okay, save it. And then I need to say that, hey, in resource that I added, I will have a new one that says it's transparent dummy. And the whole thing is the named that transparent dummy. Okay, the image size is 4 by 4. And now, here that I'm taking these, I can say resource dot transparent dummy and resource dot that transparent dummy. Okay, and the rest is the same stuff that happened before. So build solution, come back to Unity, so that imports everything correctly now after tweaking that thing there. And you see that now it's working, but my transparent dummy is not really transparent. Okay, so I need to select everything there and hit delete, and I was pretty sure it was transparent. Maybe image size, I don't know, 32 by 32. Now this is transparent. This is completely transparent. I'm sure of it. Yeah, it was transparent. So Ctrl-Shift-S, PNG, save, yes, okay. Now go back to Visual Studio, delete this guy, and delete it from here, add it here, and no, add existing, and that is, where is that? Images, transparent dummy. Ctrl-Shift-S, build, and by the way, this is now 32 by 32. I could have generated it myself, but meh. Why bother? So apparently, for some odd reason, it keeps it as this. Although it's completely transparent, you know. Huh. And you see it's totally transparent here now. Ah, come on. What is the alpha here? So if I go into channels and, well, I'm working on this guy. So gray, image mode, RGB color. I will have an alpha. So that is completely black. Good. If I come back here, and I will Ctrl-Shift-Save, but instead of here, I can dump it on my resources. So command editor, resources, PNG, and I have it here. Save, yes, okay. So if I come back inside the solution, yes, close it, build solution, go back to Unity, and it's still like that. It's still some grayish, stuffish. And why is that? If I put this one as null, it will break the whole thing. No, actually, now it's working, but... Huh. And why are you yelling at me each time I build it? Build clean solution. build solution. What are you yelling at? Can't find buzz.com. Ah, there we go. Editor resources transparent dummy.png. Ah, that's why. What the heck? What did I do? It is here, sir. And inside here, it is public, sir. Huh. Okay, I will use that utility. Graphic utility dot print manifest resources. Build solution. Go back to Unity. And interesting, you just have this guy. Boss, common editor resources, graph, view, background, the PNG. Huh. We are not seeing this guy because I forgot to embed it in resources. Yeah. And now, basically, if I come back to Photoshop, and I will, go into channels, delete this guy, and resize the image to, I don't know, maybe 2 by 2. Why not? The smallest I can, and I will save it as PNG inside our resources, save, yes, okay, and save it inside my images to share it with you guys. There, save, yes, okay. Coming back to Visual Studio, it will let me that, hey, it was edited outside, do you want to, or maybe not. So if I build the solution now, go back to Unity, now it's working. So we had to put a dummy image transparent there so that this guy is working. Now I can just play with this style as much as I want until the morning. But let's see this, 255. I like a sharp greenish thingy when I mouse hover it. And there we go. That's what I wanted. And yeah, I'm calling that utility to see the manifests, and you saw how useful it can be to see if my asset is not there. That was exactly how I knew that I had my asset hidden and I forgot to embed resources. That's very important stuff there. So 15 minutes just for debugging this guy. Okay, now after the button, I will say var last rect equals to GUI layout utility dot get last rect. It means that whatever the rect this button was keeping, put it inside last rect for me. Okay, then I will say, not that, if last rect dot contains my event dot mouse position. So if my mouse position is on the button, then we say GUI dot tooltip equals to new graph. Okay. And after adding the buttons, here after we end the area, we say if viewRect that contains event that mouse position, then we want to check if event dot type equals to repaint with capital R, and something that we will use is last tooltip that I don't have yet. Tooltip does not equals to GUI.tooltip. So if we don't have the current tooltip, we say GUI dot label new rect with the event dot mouse position dot x minus 10, the event dot mouse position dot y plus 20 comma 150 by 20, and the style and we put it the GUI.tooltip there. Okay, the style that we want is viewSkin dot get a style, and the style we want is tooltip. Well, we don't have the tooltip yet, but after that we want to say last tooltip equals to GUI.tooltip. Now, before I go anywhere else, I want the last tooltip. The last tooltip is a simple string on top. So we say private string last tooltip, but it is not an empty string. It has a space in it. Okay? Now we can come back and make the GUI tooltip. Inside our styles, we say style, not a string, style equals to new GUI style of this. Now we want the tooltip. If I find it, it is somewhere around my notes. Here we go, find it. So we say name equals to the tooltip, normal equals to the background equals to resource dot well, for time being, no, I have something, but for time being I will say no. The graph view background, this is not the final background I will use. I have a normal node background, I will use that, but text color equals to graphic utility dot color from that totally white with white alpha, and border equals to new rect offset of 6, 6, 6, 6. Font size equals to 11. 11. Alignment equals to upper center. Content offset equals to new vector 2 of 0, 2. So we push it 2 pixels below. And the stretch mode on width equals to false. So we don't stretch it. That's our tooltip. Okay? And then we say styles dot add the style. So we have our tooltip. And if I build it now, you will see what will happen inside Unity. So did you import? Yeah, there we go. So you get a tooltip whenever your mouse is on the button. Okay? You can go with this box, but you know, you can make another fancy stuff, and we will make it later. By the way, if you now remember, when I was making my editor window, Wherever it is. Not here. The editor window. I said it's important that you put the tools view after the work view. If I move this one down and build the solution now, so I'm drawing the tooltip, then the work view, see what will happen when my mouse comes on the tooltip. You don't see it unless it is inside the work view, because my work view is drawing the toolbar is drawing first, then the work view will be drawn on top of it. So the order of drawing your views is important when it comes to here, to the tooltip, okay? So I'm drawing the work view first, then the toolbar. Now, if I so want to, I will say that, hey, draw the status view first, then the work view, then the toolbar view. Because I will have some tooltips for the nodes here, and I don't want this status bar to hide that for me, okay? And of course, I now need to build it again to make the solution. Now, the rest of the stuff is almost copy-paste on this guy, okay? So we have the new graph, then we will remove this var section. We will use the font awesome dot, what is this? Folder open, yeah. And that is load graph. Then we will have folder open O, and this is an unload graph. Then I will use something that will pull your hair, but it's fancy how you can use fonts. So I'm using TV, yeah, for clear the graph. Then I will have trash O for delete the graph. And I think that's what I have for now. Yeah, because ticking and etc. will come later. No, actually, let's add them. So I have the code fork for tick the graph. And finally, I will have, what is this guy? Refresh. And it says reset graph. Okay. Build the solution. Come back to Unity so that we can see the fancy buttons that are coming from font. Awesome. I really like the coloring now. Okay. Now, if you ever used the tooltip on, GUI content, then you will notice that if, for example, I click on work view and move here, I won't see the tooltip unless I move here. But now I see every one of them. Okay? And, I want a separator. Why not use it? We have it, we use it. So I want a separator between these guys, new graph and load graph, 1. And between the delete graph and tick the graph and reset the graph. So here. So save, build solution, go back to Unity, and you will see some separators showing up between the buttons. Nice and simple. So we have our graph being designed, but the buttons are not functional yet. Okay, so we want to make them functional. Nice. This will happen in next episodes, more than one episode, when we are, creating a graph, loading a graph. Unloading the graph is very simple. Clearing the graph is simple. Then we will delete the graph. Ticking and resetting, well, these are the last buttons that I will add when I had all the things working in WorkView. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed this episode, although it took a bit long because honestly, who would think that, GUI styles need a dummy image there? Whatever. So until next episode, by the way, at the end of these episodes, when the first chapter is done, I will share these images with you as a single zip file because it will become bigger and bigger and bigger, and I simply want to be able to, have all of them being done and then share it with you guys. So also you notice that although I'm using a 2x2 image and my code is wrong now, I just remembered this is a 2x2. So although Unity in itself don't give you an option to have a 2x2 image, but nothing's wrong with having the optimized images when you need to inside here. Especially if you don't need any bordering, it will work. For example, another example is this guy. If I want to squeeze this guy, okay, so Control T, I can squeeze it, not like that, space, M. I can keep it like this, okay, and fill it and say crop and Control D and enter. So I have this guy, okay? So it's 3x3, it's bad because honestly you need to work on 4x4. So for example, this will work. Control D, if I say crop and then move it down, oh, come on, behave. Zoom in, please, so that I can see the borders. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, come on. Can't I? Control D, escape. M, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Control C, Control N, that's better. Control V, Control 0, and then I select this light gray, come here, and I will select this row and this one and fill it with that color, okay? And I can say file save as PNG as this guy. Nothing there, just in case I will keep it there, just in case I ruined everything. And resources, and here, save, yes, okay. Now the borders are changed, and if I come back into my GUI style, and this is my borders, well, now I want one. Save, build, and by the way, it's now 4x4. Build. If everything works, you should see no difference whatsoever. And you see lots of difference. Hey. So I take my words back. Borders are 2, 2, 2, 2. Build solution. And there we go. We got our graphics back. So although I'm using a I have 4 by, oh, look at that. Well, this is bad. We don't want that. But yeah, long story short, what I wanted to tell you is that you can minimize your texture size as much as possible. So for example, if I select 8 by 8 now, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Control C, Control N, Control V, Control 0, M, and I select this row. And fill it with that, Control D, come on. Control Shift S, doesn't work. PNG, inside resources, that's this guy. Yes, thank you. And now, the only thing I need to change is this guy. So it's 8 by 8. Build solution. Let it import. Everything's behaving now. Okay, although I drastically reduced the size of the texture. And that's it. So I'm happy with it. I keep it. So images from my not Unity, from projects, editor, resources, this guy, not cut, copy, and inside here, images, paste. So this will change a lot. Okay, so for example, these two by each other is just 33 kilobytes. And this will reduce the size of your DLL at the end, because trust me, there will be more and more images coming in future. So the more you can optimize these things, the better. And we have our buttons, we have our tooltip, and it's time to make these things functional finally. And that will start in next episode. So until then, have fun everyone. Bye-bye.